So Paul, before we talk about this weekend's match against Peterhead, what was the most satisfying aspect of the Falkirk game? Getting through to the next round, or the display that the players put on?
I think both. Obviously the first and foremost was to get through the game, and it's a good result, winning 2-0, and then a lot of positives. Young Dylan Tate coming into the team. There's not many teams that have got a 16 and 17-year-old playing in their team just now, and obviously the last 15 minutes to get Louis Vaughan back in there. So all in all, a great day.
Yeah. And with regards to who we got next month in that cup competition, have you had time to look into Glenavon much yet?
Yeah, we've had myself and John, obviously when we saw the draw coming through, we had a wee look at Glenavon on Tuesday, but we've got plenty of time to get more information on them before the game.
Yeah. Right. Every player that featured last weekend has made selection for the weekend's game coming up even more difficult, with Louis Vaughan, Stephen Anderson coming off the bench and making good contributions. How important was to get Stephen in, and how pleased were you with Vaughan getting back in?
Yeah, but going back to your first question there, obviously the competition for places is what we want. We want a strong bench, and we need competition for places to keep everybody on their toes. On Stevie Anderson, it just I think it'll be a great bit of business getting Stephen in, Scottish Cup winner, European, played in Europa League, so he's got stacks of experience, and I'm sure he'll give us that on the park and off the park. And for wee Vonnie, I think for himself it was great to get him back involved. We've probably been holding him back the last couple of weeks because he's been desperate to get on the bench and in the squad, but we've held him back a wee bit. So fantastic to get him back involved and get him minutes on the pitch.
And Stevie Anderson, you were chasing him for a number of weeks, I understand.
No, we obviously spoke. We knew Stephen, what he's done in the past, and we sort of knew he wasn't going to be featured in the St Johnstone team. So we probably didn't think we would get him, but at the end of the day, John worked hard at it, and we eventually managed to get him in.
Yeah. And you mentioned him earlier, but Dylan Tate, another very young player, impressed in midfield against some serious competition.
Yeah, very much so. He's playing against Telford and McShane, two very experienced players for Falkirk, and I thought he shone in there. Dylan's very, very comfortable on the ball, and for a 17-year-old boy to go in a big game like that and do well, we're really happy with him.
Yeah. Looking forward, Saturday it's the visit of Peterhead. We played them in the League Cup. Their last away game, they got a decent win down at Stranraer. Against us and our strong home record, it's going to be an entertaining game.
Yeah, very much so. They've obviously they won down at Stranraer. They won the previous week at home against Forfar, so they're coming off the back of 2 wins. So we know it'll be a very difficult game. Obviously Jim McInally was at the game on Saturday watching us, so I'm sure he'll have his team fully prepared for the game.
We've talked about Louis Vaughan coming back from injury. How's the other injured players doing? Tony Dingle, understood, got 45 minutes in a bounce game.
Yeah, Tony played 45 minutes on Tuesday night, but he's not quite ready to join the full squad yet on a Saturday. So we'll just keep monitoring Tony over the next week or so. But hopefully, maybe the following week we can maybe get him back involved.
Yeah, and young Kieran Bowie. It looked like he took a dull one, but no serious damage, is that right?
Yeah, it's not as bad as we first thought. John went up to the hospital, he got an x-ray on Saturday, and John followed him up to the hospital, and we thought it was going to be 3 or 4 weeks, but it's settled down this week, and we'll wait and see if he's okay for this week, or if not this week, certainly the following week.
Great, well thanks for that, Paul. Good luck for the weekend.
No problem, thank you.
Cheers.